If you have a small audience, you can still hit your revenue goals. You can still have those 5-figure months. You can still have those 4-figure months. Your income is not based just on your audience size. However, I do think if you have a small audience, even if you have a big audience, I think there is one way to get in front of new people easier and better than spending all of this time trying to build your audience yourself. That is by leveraging other people's audience. It is much easier to leverage other people's audience and borrow other people's audience than it is to build your own audience, which can be super time consuming. So today we're talking all about that. Let's go ahead and get into it. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Brianna Queen. I help service-based entrepreneurs generate more sales consistently and authentically. And today we're talking about some ways you can leverage other people's audience to get in front of new people and to get new clients. One way you can get in front of a new audience is doing IG takeovers. So what are Instagram takeovers? So basically it's when you do a takeover on someone else's Instagram page. You can do an IG story takeover. You can do an IG post takeover, where basically you create a bunch of different stories or different posts on someone else's page. So for example, with me, when I used to do my masterclasses, I would do IG takeovers for my friends. So I would basically post about 3 to 4 stories on their Instagram sharing how I can help them, and if they want my help, to head on over to my page to get it. So Instagram takeovers are such an easy way to get in front of new people. They don't have to have 10,000 followers, but it's a great way to get new people who never heard of you, who follow this person, and you're doing an IG takeover on that person's page and they discover you and they follow you. I remember doing a IG takeover for one of my friends and getting over 100 email signups just from that IG takeover in less than a day. So Instagram takeovers can be a great way to get in front of other people's audience and to kind of borrow their audience to help you. Another way you can leverage other people's audience is with guest blogging. So if someone has a popular blog or a blog that gets a lot of viewers, it is a great way to get in front of new eyeballs. So, if the blog is about SEO, which is search engine optimization, right? And you are a SEO expert, you can go on their blog and be one of their guest bloggers. You can also guest blog on people's blogs that it's not quite the same thing. So maybe you guys are not a competition with each other, but it's aligned, right? So maybe you are a fitness blogger who helps women who are 40 plus, right? And maybe you do a guest blog for a website that's all about beauty for women that's 40 plus. You're not in competition with that person, but it aligns, right? Because if they have a blog all about beauty for women who are 40 plus, and you do fitness for women that are 40 plus, more than likely those people, those women, they're also going to be interested in your service. So guest blogging is also a great way to get in front of new eyeballs and another reason why I love it so much is because it is a long, evergreen content, right? With blogging, blogs don't expire. Blogs can be on Google for #1 for decades. Blogging is such a great evergreen style of content because people can find that content days, weeks, months, and years later. Plus guest blogging on someone else's blog, you don't have to get on video, you don't have to do much. You just have to be able to write a really nice in-depth blog post and let them know if they want more information to head on over to your page to learn more. Another way you can leverage other people's audience is conferences. So conferences, summits, be a speaker. I love speaking at people's conferences and summits, all that great thing. I've gotten clients that way. It is such a great way to establish yourself as an expert. Pitch to summits, pitch to workshops, pitch to conferences, let them know what you do, your credentials, and how you can help them. A lot of people, they're looking for speakers. They're looking for people, who they can guest interview. So also doing conferences and summits is a great way to position yourself as the expert, and you're leveraging other people's audiences, right? The goal of borrowing someone else's audience is you want to get in front of new people who have never heard of you, who may have the problem that you solve, but they just haven't discovered you, right? So When doing speaking engagements and doing conferences, and even if you're not even speaking, just going to conferences and networking is another way that you can get in front of new people, because networking is such a great way to really build that know, like, and trust and rapport so much faster. So, also doing workshops and conferences, that's another way that you can borrow other people's audiences and get in front of new people without you having to actually post 3 times a day on your social media platform. Another way you can leverage other people's audiences is being interviewed for podcasts. So I have a goal where at least once a month, I get in front of a new audience, whether that's being interviewed for a podcast, whether that is doing IG takeover, whether that's doing a conference or workshop, something of that sort. But you can also be interviewed for people's podcasts. People have podcasts and, they have loyal listeners. When you are interviewed on that podcast, people who've never heard of you, you're getting in front of those new people, right? And on the flip side, if you have a podcast, you can interview people, and that also allows you to get in front of new audiences. Because what's going to happen is you're interviewing someone, they're going to share that interview, which is going to get people to actually go to your podcast, listen to their interview, and put you in front of new people. So whether you are interviewing someone for your podcast or they are interviewing you for their podcast, it's a great way to collaborate and get in front of new people, new eyeballs, more visibility, which can help you get more clients. Another way you get in front of new people is obviously ads, right? You could do Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, Yelp ads. You can do all these different ads. You can also do sponsored posts. So maybe there is an influencer who you've been watching. You're like, oh, I really like this influencer. Why not pay for a sponsored ad on that influencer's page? And here's the thing. The influencers have to have 1 million followers. You can do sponsored ads, people who have, 1,000 followers, or maybe 2,000 followers, or 3,000 followers. Small micro influencers, they're still really great at getting you in front of new eyeballs. So if you're a service provider and you are a, skincare expert, you could have an influencer share how after working with you, their skin started glowing. After, enrolling in your program, they no longer have an issue with zits, or after working you in your program, they lost 10 pounds. After working with you in your meal prep program, they now are able to, meal prep in less than 30 minutes, and they've lost 30 pounds in, 20 days, or whatever that may be. You can also leverage influencers and do sponsored ads. It's another way that you can get in front of new audiences and get new eyeballs on your content. Out of my program, Uncomplicated Sales, I actually have a bonus phase, and it's called Visibility Accelerated, and it's all about helping students really increase their visibility by leveraging other people's platforms. Additionally, Uncomplicated Sales includes scripts, includes some industry secrets, some things I have done to leverage other people's audiences, and I do share that in one of the growth phases of my signature program, Uncomplicated Sales. If you're interested in Uncomplicated Sales or watching my free masterclass all about my program, just go to www.uncomplicatedSales.com. So here are some ways to get in front of new audiences so you're not posting 5 times a day, every single day, and promoting to the same 20 people, right? Like, as a business, you want to get in front of new people to sell your offer. So hopefully these are some ideas that you can kind of think about to help you increase your visibility and get you more clients. I'll talk to you guys in my very next video or podcast episode, the Brianna Queen Podcast. I'll talk to you guys in my very next episode. Bye.